I'll seek your permission to acknowledge God for today, to thank my parents for raising me, my relatives who are here, to thank the industry for coming through today. I want to also thank my headmistress from my secondary school, who sent me a message this morning wishing me well, and my other mother who is sitting there, Grace Omabo. Auntie Grace, welcome. I'm the 6th of 8 children born to Patrick and Helen Gomashie of blessed memory. I'm the 5th girl of 6 girls with 2 brothers. My oldest brother is here, and my younger sister is also here. I was born in Burma camp to a military father and a mother who was a teacher, and retired to sell in the Medina market. I have a very checkered history with my primary school. I started at Gonda Barracks, Reki, and through Medina to Kumasi and to Sunyani, and proceeded to St. Louis Secondary School in Kumasi. After failing my first O-level, I had to work for 10 years. And after 10 years, I managed to go to the University of Ghana to do my diploma. I went back to do a degree and went back again to do an MPhil. I've been working since I was probably 17 into 18 years because I had to make some money to continue with my education. So it's at that point that I met people like Grace Omabo, who is seated here, who belong to the Talent Theatre Company. I volunteered in that group for years and had opportunity to perform for NAFTI students who were graduating as filmmakers. I was employed by the National Theatre of Ghana, and I've also worked at the National Commission on Culture. I proceeded to resign from the National Theatre in 2003 to get an MPhil. Whilst I was doing the MPhil, I set up Mama's Kitchen, which was an eatery. I ran that eatery for 10 years. I closed it down in 2016. Before I closed it down in 2013, I was blessed to be nominated by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, to be the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. I served in that capacity for 3.5 years, and in 2016, when we lost power, I moved on to re-engage with an NGO that I set up called Values for Life, which I set up to basically give opportunity to young people to unearth their talents and also meet people in the same industry and domains to learn from them. So I managed that too for a little bit, and then that too is in comatose right now because I contested in Ketu South to be the Member of Parliament in 2020. I subsequently won that election and was sworn in as the Member of Parliament for same constituency. I have, by the grace of God, also recently just won the elections again, and I'm representing the good people of Ketu South one more time in this Parliament. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I'm a widow with children. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you very much. We'll now proceed to vet you. Very well. Minority Leader, I want to say something.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Nominee, I have something to share with you. When we're vetting you, when we're doing the vetting, some of the guests who come think we take too long or that we overstretch in matters. I will plead with you that your answers, brevity, can help you. If you talk too long, it will lead to more questions being asked. So I would urge you, pay attention to the questions and proceed. Is that a fair advice?
Leader, totally appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I proceed to give the floor to Roxanne Dafamako, I am happy that the ranking member and the minority leader is now talking about brevity principle. I believe strongly when he gets to his time to question you, the same principle will be applicable to him. I'm most grateful. Roxanne, you have the floor.
Chairman, may you live long. Ete, you are welcome. And let me congratulate you for catching the president's eye and getting this nomination. You are going to man a very important ministry, tourism, and I know tourism and culture and creative arts. This is a ministry that you had manned before by deputizing for the minister some time ago. Tourism for some brief moments between 1997 to about 2001 was the third highest earner for our country. And that was the time that you were in the thick of affairs in some departments in that area. And I hope that being the arrowhead now, you bring the ministry back to that lofty height. So you are welcome. Now, one of the key thematic areas regarding this subsector of the economy is a promise by our party now in government to roll out what we call the Black Star experience. Some persons don't really know what that is. Can you use this opportunity to expatiate on that program for us? Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you also for the brief reminder. And once again, I acknowledge His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for the honor once again. So I think that in our country, we admit that our symbol and what we stand for is the Black Star of Africa, given to us by the first president of the Republic of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah. And of course, I'm not a football fan, but we have the Black Stars also. The idea of having the Black Star as the center around which we are going to revolve tourism, culture, and creative arts is in its right place, because across Africa, wherever you go in the world at large also, people acknowledge us as being the Black Star of Africa. The Independence Square is also reflecting that same ideology. The Black Star experience is not an event. It's a culmination of all the things that we have been doing and will do to celebrate and promote our country as a destination for tourism, culture, and creative arts. The ideas around it revolve around what various districts and regions can do themselves to celebrate what is unique to those communities. It is also an opportunity for us to have mainstream culture, tourism, and creative arts, so that departments, agencies, and ministries will together see what components of their mandate can be hinged to my sector or our sector as creative artists, as cultural activists, as a Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. So it's a broad base of the various ways in which we can look at celebrating our uniqueness as a Black Star of Africa.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
That is so, Chairman. Ete, In my constituency, specifically at Peki, I have some able-bodied, well-skilled young men whose vocation is into carving drums. And they build drums, beautiful drums, that are purchased and exported and all that. They are located at Peki and Yinsu when you are entering Peki from Askuma. Now, I'm pursuing your ministry to, as it were, provide them with a well-developed red stop and artifacts village where they can display their exhibit and display their wares for tourists who are on domestic visitation to our region, to be able to have a one-stop shop to be able to purchase these things. We provided, I've sent the application, I've provided a site plan, land. The chief of Vetting, Togbe Ayim, has provided land for that project. I hope that you consider it and complete it when you are nominated. I hope so.
This is a chop, but Mr. Chairman, I would say that the District Assemblies Act should be reviewed. And as a lawyer, I'll be needing your help on that. The District Assemblies have opportunity to, each of them, develop tourism specifically for their communities. I'll be more than happy to work with them on that so that the concept of having the centers for national culture across the country be revived. And I think that it's an area that has potential of having low-hanging fruits for young people who are talented and creative to take advantage of. So yes, I'll work with you to make that happen. Thank you.
Beautiful. Chairman, finally, I am troubled by, a lot of people don't know that I have a background in tourism training. I'm troubled by the incidence of climate change, which, as it were, affects the management of your nature-based tourist attraction sites. The biomes are depleted by bushfires, and recently the studies have established that Galamsey activities are also adversely impacting the nature-based tourism attraction sites. As an arrowhead for the ministry, what programs will you quickly implement to ensure that these attraction sites are not affected by such activities?
Thank you, Chairman. It's a matter that is worrying, considering that I come from the seaside. And you know what climate change and global warming has been doing to our communities along the beaches. So it is not only in the hinterland, but also our country, our country as a whole. The ecotourism is what the world is driving towards, and it's important that we take advantage of it. It will interest you to know, Chairman, that one of the committees that have voluntarily joined is the Climate Change Committee, because I know that it is what can help my specific community. So I share in your concern. I think that education, we cannot leave it in the hands of one sector. All of us must be interested in keeping our country clean and promoting ecotourism, and also ourselves being ready to want to live in a clean and healthy environment. So it will be great to be able to work with the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and also allied agencies to see how best we can do this together. I know that the World Bank invited me to a couple of meetings back in this, I think between 2013 and 2017 to discuss these things, and I'm willing to go back to them and see how we can take that up. So thank you.
Huge potential for growth and for the development of the tourism industry. From there, a few kilometers away from Mole, indeed in Mole Park itself, there is a beautiful waterfall that has not been mentioned. It's called the Paria Waterfalls. A few kilometers from Mole is the Salaga Slave Market, a very important historical site that has also not had a much needed attention. Honorable Nominee, give us a fair idea how you plan to tackle these two sites in northern Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. As I indicated in my earlier comments to Honorable Roxanne, the Black Star experience is the way to go, which is seeking to encourage districts, municipal assemblies, and what have you, to themselves invest in their own regions as far as their tourism is concerned. The ministry, being a policy-making one, has many agencies under it that will assist them. They are, and you rightly said, I haven't been there in 8 years, but they were equipped with the skilled personnel to help them develop ways in which they can promote and benefit from the tourism potential that they each have in their communities. I agree with you that Mole for years has been on one of the sites, the list of sites that are usually visited by visitors. What they probably need is more investment, and it's an area where our country needs to focus more on, to give more to the sector so we can bring in the required resources that we all agree that we are able to do. So I'll be pushing the agenda for that and hope that the municipal assemblies, as I indicated, when the MCs are nominated and they pass, to engage them. I started that with Honorable Julius Deborah when he was Minister for Local Government. I sought his permission to meet with the MCs when he met them at Gimpa, to let them know that it's important for them to themselves bring to the ministry what they want us to help them to promote. And so I'll be championing that again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I wish you well.
I give the floor to Honorable Patrick Yaboma.
Thank you, Chairman, and congratulations, Honorable Dzifa Abla Gomashie. I was just reading the report from the Ghana Tourist Authority about cruise tourism. I'm sure you're aware about it. They reported about 9,000 visitors in 2023. 86% of them went to Cape Coast and Secondary Takrady area, just about 13% in Tema area. I also found out that there are 2 local companies involved in this business, Sunseekers and Kaya Tours, Sunseekers Tours. I know a lot of Ghanaians will go to Bahamas and Caribbean to undertake this tourist activities. And I've never heard about this before until I read on their website. I believe it's an area you should look into, especially those of us from the forest areas who are afraid of being on a boat or a ship or a cruise liner to explore the beautiful sea. What are you going to do apart from looking into artifacts, trade shows here and there, in some of the untapped areas of tourism and the challenges therein? I want us to explore further some of these areas. And what are some of the new things you'll be introducing, especially with some of the things that I'm reading about? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. And Honorable MP, you're not alone in the fear of water. I was born in Accra and I live in Aplau by the sea, but I'm terrified of water. But it's an area that people have passion for and must be invested in and supported. I have had conversations with some Navy officers. In fact, only 2 days ago, one of them showed me also dolphins in our high waters, which could also be added to this cruise experience. It's an area that is new to me and the ministry. I do not recall our engagement in cruise promotion as Deputy Minister back in the day, but it is an area that has been brought to my attention and the potential seems to be like a very good one. So I will be engaging more on that and seek knowledge and experience from those who have it so that it can come to the benefit of our country. I think that the untapped opportunities abound, and this is one of them, and I thank you for bringing it up. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Dzifa, Ghana has not been able to host major international conferences, and that is a source of revenue or income for most of our tourist facilities, the hotels, restaurants, bars, and what have you. And the answer is simple. We don't even have some of the best conferencing facilities here. We can't boast of 1,500 international or standard rooms in this country. We talk too much, but that's a fact. We can't boast of 1,500 top of the range rooms. If you go to Kempinski, I don't think they have more than 300 rooms. Movenpick, they don't have more than 250 rooms. Lancaster, they won't get you more than 250. Where again? Marriott. They can't, let alone conferencing facilities. That will bring a lot of people into this country and engage car rental companies and what have you. Secondly, our room rates, very expensive. So why won't your nationals go to South Africa, Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire, and co, other countries, and explore? So what advice will you be giving to the finance minister to look into that area and rather bring down some of the taxes in the tourism sector to attract a lot more people and to raise some additional revenue for the country? What is your take on that, please?
Thank you very much, Chair, and you have hit the nail right on the head. This is an unending discussion, especially where the hotel rates are concerned. Even hotels that have franchise in other countries, ours tend to be very high comparatively. So I agree with you that the lack of infrastructure to meet the growing demands of the world and our country is there in our faces. Apart from engaging with the Minister for Finance, I think that everybody and anyone listening to me who has the wherewithal to engage with private sector in Ghana, out of Ghana, to ensure that we improve on our infrastructure capacity. You are welcome to engage with me after the vetting, and if I do get your nod, this is an issue that we must deal with. I agree with you that the lack of these facilities indeed take away from what could be revenue for our country. Taxes, taxes, taxes. It has been the cry of the hospitality industry. Even in the ministry as deputy minister, I've emceed a lot of programs for this sector, and it is an issue that we must collectively deal with. I overheard the current, the incoming Minister for Finance, Honorable Atufosin, saying that he has studied this economy so well, and he has a fair idea how he wants to help us as a country restructure it. I'll be tagging along him and lobbying him vigorously. And I know that you're an economic person as well. And since you identified this problem with me, you perhaps would want to join me to have these kinds of conversations with the finance people so they appreciate the enormity of the task ahead. I thank you, Chairman.
Let me congratulate you and wish you the very best. Thank you.
Very grateful.
And now give the floor to Honorable Ritana Odole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations, my dear sister. I call her Mama. Mama, oh Mama. And I want to say a big thank you to His Excellency for bringing you into your field. Congratulations, sis. My question, the cultural policy of Ghana was published in 2004 and spells out what has to be done. How are you planning to make it work to improve the fortunes of tourism in Ghana? And what is the role of the Creative Arts Council?
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Honorable Ritana Odole, MP for Lada de Kutupong. I'm grateful for the kind words. The cultural policy, I have briefing that some work has been done to review it. I think that it has received parliamentary approval, no, not parliamentary, presidential approval. It's gone to cabinet and I think is out. So they've done some work. I know a couple of the people who have committed their knowledge and expertise in reviewing the cultural policy. It's long overdue, and I'm happy that it's been done. The need for that policy really is, I think, the crux of the matter, because our tourism is hinged on our culture. One of our colleagues just mentioned that if you think of, for example, South Africa, you'll be thinking of safari. But for us, our strength is culture. And it's important that we take a second look at restructuring and realigning the laws that this ministry is going to be working with, make culture strong so tourism can benefit immensely from it. The Centers for National Culture have, over the years, played a huge part in the promotion, preservation, and conservation of our culture. It's been going down, and the revival of this policy document will help us re-strategize and make it better. The Creative Arts agency that has been formed, my understanding before we left office was that it was a multi-purpose vehicle, not an agency, but I see that now it is an agency. When I have the nod, I will take a critical look at the agency and its functions and see how best to make it work with the National Commission on Culture and, of course, the ministry as a whole. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Supplementary? Another substantive question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Mama Tifa Abla Gomashie, there's one thing that has been baffling my mind as a member of parliament. As we are aware, MPs come from various parts of the country. And I've been thinking aloud, if it's possible that we can organize tours for members of parliament during recess, so that at least we can go around the country, know each other's constituencies, and then the tourism potentials there, so that at least when we have visitors from outside the country, we know where to take them. And I want to know if you will consider that when you are giving the nod as the Minister for Tourism. Thank you. And I know, Chairman, I want to congratulate you, and I hope that the agencies within your ministry are going to help you to succeed. Congratulations, sis.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Who am I to reject this beautiful offer? Considering especially the fact that to practice what she's preaching, she's one of the few people who has taken the trouble to come to my constituency to see the beach that I've been terrorizing her with. So it's a brilliant idea, and I hope that Mr. Speaker and the leadership seated at this table will ensure that we are able to do that. And I'm happy that I'll be more than happy to work with Parliament to make that happen. So thank you.